Hi, this is Trisha from Lemon Paper Lab. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a repeating stars pattern in Photoshop. First off, we are going to create our document. So click on Create New. And then the dimensions I'm going to use is going to be 400 pixels by 400 pixels, resolution 300 pixels per inch, color mode is going to be RGB color, and then we'll have our background contents set to transparent. Go ahead and click on Create. The next step is I'm going to just zoom in on my canvas here using the Command plus. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to create our star. In order to create the star, we're going to go to our Shapes tool. We're going to select the Polygon tool. With the Polygon tool selected, we will just go ahead and see what it creates. So we'll do Shift and then just drag it out. So to start off with, it creates the five-sided pentagon shape. So what you'll notice up here is you can change the number of sides. So say if we added 6 sides here and we draw another shape, we'll now get our hexagon shape. And so we'll go ahead and delete those two. To get our star, we are going to change our side numbers again to 5. And then to get the points, you're going to click on this gear icon. And then under star ratio, we will change it to 50%. And then you can just click return to select that. And then we will create our star. So I'm going to hit Shift and then just drag it out to create our star shape. And then from here, we are going to change the fill to black and then change the stroke to no stroke. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and center the star. So I'm going to click on the marquee tool, M on the keyboard, Command A to select everything, V to get to the move tool. And then what that does, by selecting everything with the marquee tool, you can now use these center alignment. So center it horizontally, center it vertically to get it in the center of your document. Once that's done, we can deselect it by going Command D. And then from here, we are going to duplicate this layer. So we'll right click, duplicate layer. And now we are going to create our kind of repeat patterns by getting it in the 4 corners here. So we are going to go to, with that new layer selected, we're going to go to Filter. We're going to go to Other and then select Offset. And then Photoshop will prompt you to convert it to a smart object. And so when considering the offsets, to get it in the corners, you're going to do half of your document size. So in this case, our document was 400 by 400 pixels. So we are going to offset it 200 horizontally and offset it 200 vertically. And then under the undefined areas, you're going to make sure wrap around is selected. And then you can click on OK. So now we have the basis of our repeatable pattern in Photoshop. So next we are going to define this pattern. You're going to go to Edit, Define Pattern, and then you can give it a name, select OK, and then we're going to create a new document to use our pattern. So we'll go to File, New. And then this time I'm going to do the dimensions of digital scrapbook paper. So I'm going to go 3600 pixels by 3600 pixels, setting the resolution at 300 pixels per inch. Color mode is going to be RGB color. This time I'm going to switch my background contents to white and then select Create. Okay. We are going to create a pattern adjustment layer. So in the Layers panels here, and then if you don't see your Layers panel, you can always go to Window and select Layers. In the bottom, we're going to select the adjustment layer and select Pattern. And then from the drop down, you'll select your most recent pattern here. And then when this dialog box is open, you can always change the angle. You can scale it up, scale it down. You can even move it around if you want to position it a little bit differently. Otherwise, you can do Snap to Origin to get it back into place and then select OK. And then the next step is to change the colors of our pattern. We are going to do this with another adjustment layer. So clicking here at the bottom, we're going to select solid color. And then you can use the color picker to select a color, or you can use your swatches. We'll go with this kind of coral salmon color and click on OK. And then we're going to use a clipping mask to clip it to our pattern here. So you can do that with that color fill layer selected, you can go right click and select clipping mask, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, hover between the two layers, and then you can click Option Click to clip it to your image here. And then if you want to change the background, we'll add another solid color adjustment layer. And then you can select another color. Let's do a little bit lighter here so we get a little bit of that two-tone. And so by using these solid color adjustment layers, it makes it really easy to be able to click back in if you want to maybe like change the color a little bit. And so with this document, you can kind of save it as like a template document where if you want to use this pattern again, you can come back into it and easily change out the colors. So we've created our first star pattern here. Let's jump back into our pattern document here. We are going to, let's create a new layer here, and we'll just turn off those two layers. Make sure we have our polygon tool selected again. This time let's change, jump back into the gear icon, and then let's change our star ratio this time to 75%. And then using the shift key just to constrain the proportions, we'll click and drag to create our star. And then changing the fill just again to black. Let's change our stroke to no stroke. And then we'll do M for the marquee tool, Command A to select everything, V on the keyboard to get to our move tool so we can center it on our canvas here. With that centered, we can deselect Command D. Let's go ahead and duplicate this layer again. So right click, duplicate layer, select OK, and then we'll use our filter again, filter other offset, convert it to smart object, and then again set your dimensions to your offset to half of your document size. So again, we're doing 200 horizontally and 200 vertically. Select OK, and then now we have our new pattern here. So let's go edit, define pattern, click on OK, and then we'll jump back into our paper here. With this one, we are going to create a group. So selecting the first, shift click to get the second, or to all of them highlighted. You're gonna you can go right click to create a group from layers, or you can do Command G for Mac users. And then we will duplicate this layer, right click, duplicate group, click on OK. And then this time, clicking into your new group, we are going to double click on our pattern fill layer, and then we'll select our new pattern and then click on OK. Let's go ahead and change our colors. Maybe more of a mint color. And then we'll change this one as well. Okay. And so now we have our two different star patterns, and we just played with the percentage of how much the corners came in for the stars. So looking at the two different star patterns here. The next step will be to save this as digital scrapbook paper. So we'll go to File, Save As. Go ahead and give it a name and select your folder, and then under Format you're going to change it to JPEG, and then you'll just want to make sure that this embed color profile is still selected, and then select Save. And then when you're saving digital scrapbook paper that you want to sell, you want to make sure that it's in the highest quality. So here you can just drag it over to the maximum and then select OK. Thank you for watching this video on how to create a repeat star pattern using the polygon tool in Photoshop. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. In the description below, I will leave a link to my shop where you can purchase Photoshop pattern templates. You can also check out my Etsy shop where I sell digital scrapbooking paper packs. Thank you for watching this video. This is Trisha from Lemon Paper Lab. See you next time.